he hasn't done much as far as like social media or traveling or talking about the sport or anything like that, but he did pave the way as being one of the first tall competitors that did really well. So what we're going to do is go through and try and figure out the men's physique GOAT in the most objective way possible. So how we're going to do this is we broke it down into 3 categories or 3 criteria that we're judging them on, and we're going to judge it out of 10 on each of those criteria. So for example, we'll judge each of them on like general impact on men's physiques, their influence. We'll give them like a score out of 10. All their titles they have, we'll give that a score out of 10 compared to the other guys. And the physique, how competitive would they be in 2025 if they compete at the Olympia? And we'll give that a score out of 10. And then we'll see what the averages are. And then we'll see who ends up being the top rated men's physique competitor of all time.
Sounds good. I like that.
So first up, we have Mark Anthony.
Well, Mark Anthony is one of the competitors. I mean, obviously he's one of the first ones.
Yeah, first Mr. Olympia.
But it was also a long time ago, and the standard was a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
So, and as far as influence, I mean, he's the first one, but we rarely hear about him in the last. I mean, I haven't heard about him in the last, I don't know, God knows when. So,
and even though he's the first, it doesn't seem like he really influenced the direction of men's physique much, because it's not like everyone was looking to Mark Anthony to be like, oh, that's men's physique. Usually we think of Jeremy, but we'll go to there after. But so what do we give him on a score out of 10?
He is the first one, so we got to give him that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go anywhere. Let's give him a 4.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Or a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4. Let's do 3.5. I think it's a fair score. He doesn't done a lot to impact the men's physique division, I feel like, outside of that one Mr. Olympia win. All right, so titles. He has that one Mr. Olympia title. No other major pro wins. So obviously they all have a Mr. Olympia title. So this one we're going to be ranking it compared to the other Mr. Olympia champions. So in that sense, where would you give it out of 10?
Probably the same.
Yeah.
Like a 3 or a 3.5. Yeah, 3 is accurate.
Yeah, because he just has that one win. And physique, this is a tough one for him because obviously the standard is way different. But yeah, if you put that physique that he won with against today's lineup,
4.
You think? Yeah, do you think he could win a regional national qualifier overall with that physique now?
When you put it like that,
I'm not sure.
That's tough. We would have to. I mean, the side by side has to be there for to really go. But when you really look at him, it's like, but the standards were also.
Yeah, it's not fair to him to
different. Yeah, it's not fair to him because it's like the shorts were so baggy and long and all of that stuff. So he met the criteria at that time. What it was needed, kind of like Jeremy trying to more forward to the new standard.
Yeah.
He never had the chance, or he never did that. So that's why I gave him. I think a 3 to 4 would be like, just being like, okay, just the pioneer look. He brought that pioneer look. That's why he won. He
did. But it's weird how the first champion of men's physique and classic physique are not at all, are probably the least influential ones. Because like Mark Anthony and then Danny Hester, who no one talks about Danny Hester ever.
No, absolutely. That's because people had time to catch up to the look and was like,
maybe the judges didn't know what they wanted that first year, so they just.
It's me like Bikini, you know, with when it first started with Ashley Coltwasser, but she morphed. I mean, she adapted really well. She looks good.
She did. So. I mean, she's still winning.
I'd be like Fit Model. Right. Yeah, she has the most pro wins ever, right? 51.
Yeah, it's like 59. She said her goal is like 75, which is insane. But I think she'll get it.
No, absolutely. Jeremy, for influence for me, it's going to be up there because it's the first guy that put like men's physique on the map.
He did. He grew this division a lot.
I agree. So for me, he's like a legend in the men's physique industry for sure. So I have to go with a 9 here.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely has to be at least a 9. Yeah, I mean, I think when you think men's physique, who defined that sport, who grew the division, I think Jeremy is going to be the name that
Absolutely.
everyone knows, regardless what division you compete in. Everyone knows Jeremy Buendia as the
No,
men's physique guy.
absolutely. His name's always going to come up. And
Titles, he
as far
still
as
holds the record for the most Olympia titles.
yeah,
He does not have any other major titles.
and I don't think I necessarily take that as a negative point in the sense of he doesn't have other major titles. This is where I'm coming from. Like Chris, right? Chris Bumstead's the greatest classic physique competitors. He has 6. And I think that's what he wanted to do. He's just like, I'm just going to keep winning the
Right.
Olympia title, which
It's the only one that matters when you're at the
yeah,
best.
it's the biggest one. So it's just like, I'm just going to keep playing the Super Bowl, you know?
Right.
So I think 4 Olympia wins, which is more than anybody else, which is kind of like a championship ring. So I think that has to be really, really a big deal. So I would definitely go 10 here.
Yeah, I agree. I really don't see the better if you win other titles. Like if you're the first or second place in Olympia, you should like. It doesn't really impress me that you win a random pro show or 10 random pro shows. It's like you should be winning it.
Exactly.
You're the Olympia winner or the second place, unless the guy who beat you is there. You should be
Yeah.
winning those. So
No, absolutely.
I don't think it really adds much.
And then as far as physique,
Yeah, we saw him in
he
2025 standard, so he's still top 10.
yeah, so he morphed over really well as far as the
Yeah.
new look is going compared to the old look. He was a lot bigger, a lot more conditioned. So I would put it 7.
Yeah, it's actually really impressive that it's actually insane that this year a lot of them have been around for so long and since like the beginning of men's physique and they all kept up with
Yeah,
the division, which isn't crazy. Aaron's pretty new, but Brandon and Ryan, pretty much the two of the top guys
yeah.
still, or have been around and been the top guys since like 2015. Yeah, so Jeremy, total score 8.7. That's solid. Okay. So Raymont.
Okay, I know you said this needs to be an objective list, but this might, in my subjective opinion, might matter to this. Raymond, for me, he's a very tall guy, very wide shouldered. He's very relatable for me. So as far as his influence, he was the first like tall big guy that like won the men's physique. Olympia kind of just put like other tall guys on the map to where they are able to like, compete and not just stay in like classic or open where the tall guys kind of belonged. I think for that, I give him like a 5
Yeah. No, I think
influence
that's
wise.
fair. Yeah, I think that's subjective because like yeah, he hasn't done much as far as like social media or traveling or talking about the sport or anything like that, but he did pave the way as being one of the first tall competitors that did really well.
No, absolutely.
So that by itself is a pretty big notch of influence. Titles, so he has 1 Olympia title, 1 New York Pro title.
So well, again, Olympia, I think is chumps it, but the New York is also kind of impressive. He probably had to get that to get to the Olympia.
Yeah.
But again, we gave
Mark Anthony
Mark
3,
3, so we would probably do just one more, right? So we would
4.
probably
Yeah.
do like 4.
Physique. So if Raymont competed in 2025 Mr. Olympia with his Olympia winning physique, where would that have placed in 2025?
It's tough again. We got to see side by side because this was the first year where men's physique started getting a little bigger.
Yeah, actually, let me pull it up. I think that'd be interesting to see. Here we go.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, his structure's good, but it's a little softer look, I feel like.
Yeah.
If he competed now, I think he'll definitely be, I think.
He's going to be top 10? I don't know.
No, I don't think he's
think so, right?
building
Because he wouldn't be, because Corey Morris was 9th.
Yeah, he's not going to beat Corey Morris. His obliques and abs, those are like it's a little bit softer look, but way bigger than, the look Jeremy bought and stuff like that. Back's insane. But the backs
Still
now
good.
are just way more conditioned. But so I would give him like a 5 or a 6.
Yeah. Yeah, because he definitely would not have done, he wouldn't have beat Jeremy this year, right?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
So again, if he had time to develop and just, I think he would have
he
he
could be
would have
competitive.
placed really high,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But yeah, based on that look, I don't think he would have done that great. All right, now Brandon.
Brandon for me is even though Jeremy's like the pioneer, Brandon for me is like the first name. Like he's I don't think there was one time that I've seen Brandon on stage. Maybe he's a little bit off, where I wasn't like, man, that's pretty. Like he's just got it put together.
He's the most consistent guy for sure.
So for me, and then I'm always seeing him travel to like Asia.
Yeah, he goes to Asia a lot.
Podcasts. I mean, obviously, Neil's been his coach, and they do a lot of things. So I think for me, influence wise, he's probably the first guy that comes to my head. Besides, like Jeremy as like but if you ask Jeremy about like, oh, who put men's physique on the map, it's Jeremy. But as far as who's currently kind of progressing the game, I think it's Brandon. Brandon's definitely one of the name that I'll definitely pick. So influence wise, I give him a 10.
Okay. Yeah, I think you could definitely argue that. For me, it's tough to pick between him and Ryan as the current guy leading, because I do think Ryan does a good job of representing the sport really well too.
Yeah, I think Ryan's a little bit more.
He's a little quieter though.
Yeah, on the quieter side, but I think he's letting his work do the talk.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think if Ryan pulls his 4th title off this year, he's hands down like 10 everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough to argue against him if he wins this year too.
Yeah.
So for titles, Brandon has 3 Olympias, 1 Arnold, and 1 New York.
Yeah, so I am going to rate him a little bit lower, even though I think Ryan's kind of looked similar as well. I'm going to rate him a little lower because these titles came before Ryan. Ryan's like the current 3 in a row. So
That's
since
fair.
these titles came a little bit before, I'm going to give him like a 8.5.
Okay. And his physique, obviously still very competitive. He's going to be in the top 3 for sure.
Another 8.5 or 9, I would say.
Yeah, 9, because I mean, it's about as close as you can get without winning, right?
Yep.
And he could win. I don't think it's that impossible.
Yeah.
He definitely has a chance to win. Okay. So he has a total 9.2. Moving on to Erin.
Erin for me is definitely like an 8 in the influence wise. Not
You think?
hear me out. So he was the first guy that came from like a transformation standpoint, right? So he was, kind of like overweight, pudgy, bulky, big, and then like his
He came up quick.
his trajectory to the men's physique, he went pro, then bam, bang, bang, bang. Like he was just up there right away.
Do you think he influences the sport and carries it forward to the same level as Brandon, Ryan, or Jeremy?
He influences a different type of crowd in a sense where he gives hope to people like, oh, I can do that, even though I kind of look that way in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's hard for me to look at Brandon and Jeremy because it's like, oh man, they always look stacked. But he was the first.
To me, it's, I don't know, because like to me, if we see Brandon and Ryan and Jeremy, look at their physiques from 20. They've been consistent for over a decade. It took them a decade of consistency to go. And their 2015 look looked so different from their 2025 look. So we see like they're consistently putting in effort for over a decade to get the physique they have. Whereas Erin, dude, who can do that? Who can look like absolute crap and then become a Mr. Olympia winner within 2 years?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
to me, that's like less relatable.
I see what you're saying, but I think that's part of a big reason where I was like, okay, I mean, when you're in your 30s and or when you're a little bit older competitor, which I started a little late in my career, when you look at like, oh wow, like you're running out of time. So when you look at it in a sense of, wow, you could make a big turnaround here in like a 2 or 3 year span, it gives you kind of like, okay, then I can give it a shot. But versus where you're like, oh, it takes about 10 years to get there. It's tough because it'd be like, I'm on my 40s by the 10th year.
I'd already missed the boat.
Like, yeah. So in that sense, he played a big role because I was like, okay, wow, like it can't be done. and it has been done. So again, this is not objective, this is subjective. So, but he was doing that podcast with Alex and talking about a lot of stuff, but he's also just kind of growing his own business and stuff like that. So I want to say 7.5 to 8 from me.
Okay.
So we can come with the average score. So whatever you think it is.
I think I would give him a 7.
And you also have to understand, he was like one of the first competitor that made the men's physique category a little feisty with him, Brandon going.
Well, actually, and Brandon and Andre Ferguson, they had a little bit of back and forth too back in the day, right?
I agree, but this was more
Erin
like,
was another level of that.
Yeah, like on stage, he was just like, that kind of brought like that competitive, that trash talk aspect into men's physique.
That's
so
true.
that was like kind of made it more interesting too for people to kind of watch it. So
to watch men's physique, I think that's a good argument. Okay, so if you give him an 8, I give him a 7. Let's give him a 7.5. Titles. So he just has the 1 Olympia, but he has 2 Arnolds, 1 New York, 1 Pittsburgh, and 1 Dubai, and a bunch of other random pro shows. But I think those are the most notable ones.
No, absolutely. Tough to rank, man.
So yeah, like we said, Olympia titles are definitely going to be weighed way heavier, but it would still have to be higher than like a Raymont or a Mark
No,
Anthony
absolutely. I mean, because those Arnolds really matter as well, because it was right after the Olympia, and then also the Pittsburgh, the comeback from last year.
Yeah,
that was a good win over Brandon. So I want to say I'll probably give up like a 7.
7?
Would you say?
Okay, so let's see. So we gave Raymont a 4. Brandon, we got to give Brandon 8.5 to have with 3 Olympia titles.
And the only reason why it wasn't a 9.5 or a 9 is because the titles were a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. The reason victory, so we're talking about 2025, right? 2026. Yeah.
So Erin's Olympia title was 2022. Was it 2021?
Yeah, after Brandon. Yeah, after Brandon,
22,
right?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. After Brandon, and the recent head-to-head, besides the last Olympia, Erin took the title,
Mm-hmm.
So that means the titles with Brandon, even though he has 3, I think it's a fair score that he got 3.5 because it was before. And not only that, not only, I mean, it still weighs the same, but at the same time, he also had head-to-head battle with Brandon afterwards, and he beat him.
Yeah.
Minus last Olympia. So
yeah, last couple of years, Brandon's probably ahead of him. Because 2023 and 2025, he beat Erin at the Olympia.
Didn't they go head-to-head last year in Pittsburgh? Yeah.
Yeah, that was Brandon. He was off for sure. Yeah. Or actually, I don't even think he was off. I just don't know why he plays 4th, honestly. But yeah, Erin did beat him at Pittsburgh. But then Brandon beat him at the Olympia.
So like a 7 or a 7. 7, okay. I think it's a good score.
I think 7 okay.
Because of that. In that logic.
Yeah. Okay. And then physique is still competitive, still top 5, but we have to be lower than Brandon because he has been beaten by Brandon several times recently.
Recently, especially the main stage Olympia. I did think Erin's core was a little bit out.
The past couple of years, it's been a little bit. He's having trouble peaking properly.
Yeah, so I would go to 7, even though he's still top 5. So I would just put it at 7.
Would we have to give him ahead of Buendia, right?
I agree. Yeah.
So maybe 7.5. Then Ryan.
Ryan's gonna be influence-wise 9.5 to 10.
Yeah. So we'll give him 9.5. So we get Brandon 10, Jeremy 9.
And I would put him at 9.5 here for the titles because he is the reigning champ as well, and 3 times in a row, and he's
3 times in a row in the modern era of men's physique.
Yeah, and I don't think I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen a better men's physique. Like first prejudging, Ryan Terry was probably one of the best men's physique look I've seen.
Yeah, I agree. Ryan's prejudging of this year was insane.
And then physique-wise, obviously a 10 right now.
Gotta be a 10. Yeah, I mean he is dominating right now. Okay, so if we do it this way, so the average for, let's go to 6th place first. So that would be Mark Anthony with a 3.3. Next up, we would have Raymont with a 4.8. In 4th, we would have Erin
Banks.
with a 7.3. We would have Jeremy 8.7. Second, Brandon's a 9.2. Then we would have Ryan at 9.7. I like that. I agree with this.
Yeah, 2025, I agree with this. Oh, 2026, I agree with this.
So this is our list, all-time men's physique best, Ryan Terry.